Wireless presents The Warm-Up, and thank you for tuning in. I'm your host, Ashley Bullington. It's round 3 of playoffs, and it's Turkey Day. We have a great show for you this week, jam-packed with all of the Texas high school football content you could ever want. It's like a 4-course Thanksgiving meal. So let's get you warmed up. Happy Thanksgiving, y'all. I hope you all are having a great day, however you choose to celebrate. I just want to make sure you all know that I am thankful for each and every one of you. So while we are all waiting for lunch to be served or trying to distract ourselves from raiding the kitchen, or maybe we're in a food coma already, how about we talk some Texas high school football? We are in the 3rd round of playoffs this week, and after we are all stuffed with a Thanksgiving feast, there will be a great slate of games starting tomorrow, coming up on Inside High School Sports. Let's check out a few of them in the lineup presented by So Chill Chips and Salsa. Our Whataburger game of the week is Timberview versus Lovejoy. These two met in the 3rd round of last year's playoffs, and Timberview is looking for revenge from the Leopards' victory last year. But who will be the better team tomorrow at the Star? For the 2nd consecutive season, the Mansfield Timberview football team has had to face state-ranked Ihss in the 2nd round of the Class 5A Division II state playoffs. And for the 2nd consecutive season, the Wolves came away as giant killers. Timberview dominated both sides of the ball as the Wolves defeated number 3 Ihss 42-21 in an area-round game on Friday night at Lubkin Stadium. Jarvis Reed carried the ball 32 times for 178 yards and 2 scores. This team looks like a totally different squad than they were after week 4 with a 1-3 record. Lovejoy, who defeated Burleson 28-23 to advance, won a shootout with Timberview 64-50 last year in the 3rd round. The Leopards are 11-1 on the season and have great talent on all sides of the ball. Will Lovejoy be able to defeat the Wolves again, or did Timberview get hot when it counted? And will they be able to carry their team through 48 minutes of war? Another huge game to keep an eye on is Trinity versus Allen. In this game in 2020, Ollie Gordon put the Trojans on his back and gave us what could have been the performance of the year. Trinity rallied in the 4th quarter during the area round of playoffs to upset fan favorite Odessa Permian. Trinity reeled off 21 4th quarter points and shut out the Panthers in the 2nd half to down Permian 28-17. Trinity's adjustment on defense at halftime played a key role. The Trojans had allowed 250 total yards to Permian in the 1st half, but the Panthers were 15 for -5 yards rushing after intermission and completed only 1 pass for 17 yards. They will need some of that fire if they are going to be able to take down Allen again. At one point in the Allen Eagles game Friday against Lake Highlands, they trailed by as many as 14 points. Then Coach Morris challenged them to step up at halftime, trailing 24-14. The Eagles responded by shutting out Lake Highlands in the 2nd half on their way to a 49-24 win at Globe Life Field to advance to the regional round. Jalen Jenkins, a senior running back, scored twice in the 2nd half and finished the game with 241 all-purpose yards and 3 touchdowns. Who do you think will take the gold ball in this one?
Come into Cricket Wireless and get any LTE Android free when you switch. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Warm up your game day with the authentic flavors of ancient cooking. So thin, so crisp, so good, so chill.
We have some great games coming up this weekend on Inside High School Sports Saturday night at 6:30 p.m. on NBC5. Now it's time for a battle as we bring on some great athletes you'll be seeing lining up on the gridiron this week, but lining up here on our show in the battle.
Okay, for the battle this week, we have 2 great athletes from Melissa. Guys, introduce yourselves to our audience.
Hi, I'm Sam Finnegan. I'm a senior quarterback here at Melissa.
What's up? I'm Nigel Smith, sophomore defensive end at Melissa.
And though it is Thanksgiving, this is a competition. So who do you think is going to take the battle championship this week?
Yeah,
That's on me.
I got it.
Okay, are y'all ready for some Thanksgiving trivia?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, first question. Where was the first Thanksgiving held?
Massachusetts.
It is Massachusetts. Statistically, what is Americans' favorite Thanksgiving side dish?
Mashed potatoes.
Stuffing.
Stuffing. So question 3, how much does the average Thanksgiving turkey weigh? And I will say this, it is above 10 pounds.
12 pounds.
15.
15.
Yeah.
How do both the Macy's Thanksgiving Parade and America's Thanksgiving Parade conclude? It's on the right track.
Christmas something.
S-
Does that have to do with Santa? Santa giving out presents? Santa?
Hey, Santa arrives. I will just.
Santa arrives. Oh, yeah.
Santa arrives. What turkeys actually gobble?
Oh my gosh, I don't even know anything about the turkeys.
The mail? I don't know.
Yes, it's the mail.
I got it.
Sam, you take the battle championship on a guess.
Sorry about that, buddy.
We will also have highlights of the Melissa game this week on NBC5 at 6:30 p.m. on Inside High School Sports.
Well, I guess I'll have to come up with something extra special next week. Inside High School Sports cannot cover every game going on in the area for our show, even though we wish we could. But we will help hype them up. Let's check out some games to keep an eye on in the hype. The first game to keep an eye on is Rockwall Heath versus Tomball in 6A Division 2. Tomball defeated Willis in the area round of playoffs and dominated ball control. The Cougars led by 3 scores at halftime as Willis barely held the ball. Tomball is 9-3 on the season and is advancing to the 3rd round for the first time since 2010. Tomball had a huge win in by district over the heavily favored Cy Park Tigers. Quarterback Kale Helms in the area victory had 111 rushing yards and 95 passing. Now, Rockwall Heath in 2021 has shown they are a Texas powerhouse. The Hawks squad is 11-1 on the season with a high-flying offense led by Indiana commit Josh Hoover. This squad has scored 636 total points this season, averaging 53 points per game. Rockwall Heath is currently on a 10-game win streak with their one and only loss coming at the hands of the South Lake Carroll Dragons. This game will be played Saturday at 8 p.m. at the Alamo Dome. Next off is Duncanville versus Spring. They will be facing off at the Ford Center at 7 p.m. in Frisco. Duncanville is 10-1 and has been crushing teams during its 10-game winning streak, outscoring the opposition 583 points to 84. Duncanville allowed 82 total yards and 30 rushing yards in last week's 52-2 rout of Mesquite. Spring is 11-1 and averages 323.7 passing yards per game. They are led by quarterback Bishop Davenport, a Utah State pledge who has thrown for 3,562 yards and 41 touchdowns. Look for a big game from running back Malachi Medlock as Duncanville tries to advance to its 4th straight regional final. But Spring will be one of their toughest tasks of the year as the Lions are hot-handed and one of the best in the state. Come into Cricket Wireless and get nationwide 5G plus a free 5G phone when you switch. Smile, you're on Cricket. So many great games going on this week, and now it's time to see what's been trending on social media around the Inside High School sports world in our segment, The Buzz. NCAA basketball is back, and so is our main man, Drew Timme. Timme time is going to be all the rage this year as we all await to see how Drew will rock his facial hair throughout the 2021 season. His teammate seems to be voting for the stash to make a comeback. More on the hardwood as bobblehead winner and state champion girls basketball star Riley McKinney is making a name for herself at the NCAA ranks. McKinney won the Big 12 Freshman of the Week award. She's averaging 17.5 points off of her 41.7% three-point shooting and was perfect from the free-throw line. That's all we have for this week's episode. To stay up to date with all things Inside High School Sports, follow our social accounts. We have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. And by following those, we'll get you ready for the highlight of the sports weekend. Inside High School Sports, Saturday at 6:30 p.m. on NBC5, hosted by Pat Doney. Thank you for watching the Cricket Wireless warm-up. I am Ashley Bullington, and I hope we've gotten you warmed up for all of the Texas high school football action on the gridiron this week. Now go get some of that Thanksgiving turkey. I know I'm about to. I even put on my shirt.